The chamber fell silent as Ambassador Chen walked through the massive obsidian doors. Her footsteps echoed across the crystalline floor, each step measured and deliberate. The 73 species of the Galactic Council watched from their elevated seats, their varied forms creating a tapestry of alien biology that would have awed her ancestors. Today she felt nothing but cold contempt. High Counselor Vexrath, his 4 eyes blinking in sequence, raised a translucent hand. The gesture had once commanded fleets across 1,000 systems. Now it merely begged for attention. Ambassador Chen. His voice resonated through the translation fields, carrying undertones of desperation. We humbly request an audience to discuss terms. Chen stopped at the center of the chamber, directly beneath the holographic display that showed the current state of the war. Red human markers surrounded every major council world. Blue defensive positions flickered and died in real time. The conquest was nearly complete. Terms? Chen's voice was ice. You want to discuss terms? The council members shifted uncomfortably. The mighty Kryn, whose warrior clans had subjugated 40 systems, avoided her gaze. The hive mind of Ceres, once controlling billions of drones, remained eerily quiet. Even the ancient precursors, beings of pure energy who claimed to have seeded life in the galaxy, dimmed their luminescence in shame. Please, Vexrath continued, his voice cracking through the translation. We acknowledge our mistake. The attack on Earth was unauthorized. Rogue elements within our military. Rogue elements? Chen's laugh was devoid of humor. She activated her wrist display, projecting images into the air between them. These are not rogue elements. This is the 7th Fleet of the Council Armada. These are official Council battleships. And this, she zoomed in on a particular image, is your signature, High Counselor, authorizing the sterilization protocol for Sol system? The chamber erupted in nervous chatter. Various species began protesting, pointing appendages at each other, their translator fields overlapping into cacophony. Chen waited, her expression unchanged. She had learned patience from her grandfather, a diplomat who had negotiated humanity's first contact with the Council. He had taught her that silence was often the most powerful weapon. He had also been on Earth when the Council attacked. His ashes were scattered across what used to be Beijing. Vexrath raised his hands, calling for order. Yes, I authorized it. But you must understand the context. Your species was expanding too quickly. Your technology was advancing at rates that defied all known biological limitations. You were becoming a threat to galactic stability. We were becoming competition, Chen corrected. For 3 centuries, the Council maintained its monopoly on faster-than-light travel. For 3 centuries, you kept humanity caged in our own system, feeding us scraps of technology while you exploited our resources. And when we finally cracked the FTL equations ourselves, when we were ready to stand as equals, you decided to eliminate us. It was not personal. 6 billion people, Chen's shout reverberated through the chamber, her composure finally cracking. 6 billion souls incinerated in your sterilization protocol. My family, my friends, my entire world reduced to ash and radiation. And you say it wasn't personal? The holographic display shifted, showing new data. Human dreadnoughts appeared around the Council's capital world, Nexus Prime. Their weapons charged, painting the planet with targeting lasers. Counselor Thress of the Aquarian Collective spoke, her voice bubbling through her breathing apparatus. Ambassador Chen, we beg you. Millions of innocent civilians live on Nexus Prime. They had no part in the attack on Earth. Please show mercy. Show us that humanity is better than we are. Chen turned to face the Aquarian, her eyes hard. Better than you? For 300 years you taught us that the galaxy runs on power, not principles. You showed us that mercy is weakness, that compassion is a liability. Every lesson we learned about interstellar relations, we learned from you. Every brutal calculation about acceptable losses, every cold equation of warfare, all Council teachings. She pulled up another display, showing strategic maps. Do you know what your attack on Earth did? It didn't just kill 6 billion humans. It killed the part of humanity that believed in peaceful coexistence. It murdered our idealists, our dreamers, our philosophers. What survived were the survivors. And survivors don't forget, Counselor. They adapt. They evolve. They learn. Marshal Wei's voice crackled through Chen's communicator. Ambassador, all fleets report ready. Awaiting your command. The council chamber descended into panic. Several species began pleading simultaneously, their voices overlapping in a chorus of fear and desperation. Some offered tribute, ancient artifacts, star systems, anything to appease humanity's wrath. Chen watched them grovel. These beings who had once looked down upon humanity as primitives, as resources to be exploited. She felt no satisfaction, no triumph. Only emptiness where her home had been. Ambassador. Vexrath's voice was barely a whisper. Please, we're begging you. Have mercy. Chen was quiet for a long moment, her finger hovering over the communicator. 6 billion voices seemed to whisper in her mind. 6 billion deaths crying out for justice, for vengeance, for meaning in their senseless slaughter. Finally she spoke, her voice carrying across the chamber with terrible finality. You wanted to teach humanity our place in the galaxy. Congratulations, High Counselor. Lesson learned. She pressed the button. Marshal Wei, you have permission to commence bombardment. Show them the same mercy they showed Earth. Show them the Council's own lessons applied with human efficiency. As the first impacts lit up Nexus Prime's atmosphere on the holographic display, Chen turned and walked toward the exit. Behind her, the screams of the Galactic Council echoed through the chamber. 73 species united at last, not in cooperation, but in terror. Humanity had learned its lesson well. Perhaps too well. The doors closed behind her, muffling the sounds of the civilization that had sealed its own fate. In the cold void of space, human ships executed their orders with mechanical precision. Each strike a testament to what happens when you try to extinguish the fire of a species that evolved by mastering flame. The galaxy would never make that mistake again.